All types of severe weather remain on the table, from damaging wind gusts, large hail. There is still an isolated tornado threat and a flash flooding threat, especially late this evening into the overnight hours. If you were going to have to travel after sunset this evening with that heavy rain moving on through, you want to be very careful. Remember what we always say during flooding potential: turn around, don't drown. I know we've been talking about the severe weather threat for a couple days, but we haven't really had a flash flooding threat yet this year. And simple as not driving through flooded roadways can keep you safe in flash flooding events. So here's a look at our severe weather threat. Our current severe weather threat across the Commonwealth, still a level 3 risk for all of our immediate area, but now there's been a level 4 out of 5 risk added to far western Kentucky and northwestern Tennessee. Here locally, main threats: damaging wind gusts, scattered large hail, and that isolated tornado potential. But there's also a flash flood risk and a 3 out of 4 or a moderate risk for the Lake Cumberland region from Casey County, Somerset, and Pulaski County south and westward through western Kentucky and into central Tennessee. That is where we could see a widespread 1 to 3 inches, and in that area especially, we could see 3 to 4 inches worth of torrential downpours later this evening into the first part of your overnight. So again, be very careful out there late this evening, especially if you're going to drive through or you live in a low-lying and flood-prone area in the Lake Cumberland region. So Viper radar right now showing our morning line of storms beginning to break apart. Some stronger storms moving into Pike County, and then also a cluster of storms moving into Wayne County and far southwestern portions of Pulaski County. They're right along Lake Cumberland. Likely some heavy rain, potential for some small hail, especially where you're seeing that pink there north of Monticello, right along the Lake Cumberland region. Then as you head a little bit further towards the north and the west, we've got this broken line of storms. Notice this little light green area. That's outflow from the line of storms, showing that it is likely weakening. As we get closer to sunrise, you'll likely see a decent shelf cloud as that is pushing on through. So you notice that maybe down in the Hazard, Hyden, Hinman areas there into southeastern Kentucky. What this line of storms is doing is dropping a cooler pool of air with less or more stable environment over top of Lexington up to Georgetown, areas north of I-64 especially. That could limit our potential for severe weather in the afternoon hours, meaning we have a lower chance of seeing supercells developing. Futurecast, notice this is 7 o'clock. This is not what the radar is going to look like at 7 o'clock. It did not do a good job picking up on our overnight line of showers and thunderstorms. Thus, that cool pool didn't develop, not developing as we head into the future this afternoon. So it has these supercell type of thunderstorms developing into the afternoon hours. With that more stable air likely going to be in place later on today, that would limit the chance of these supercells developing and strengthening, because they need supercells need an environment with plenty of moisture, warm temperatures, where we likely wouldn't see that with that cool pool of air over top of us. So again, take this with a grain of salt, but still it is possible, especially if we get some clearing taking place later this morning into early afternoon. We are still expecting a line of stronger storms, even with that less of a chance potentially this afternoon of stronger storms. Still expecting a line of storms and heavy rain to move through during your late overnight and early morning hours of your Thursday, especially south central Kentucky, where you'll see that heavy rain threat as well. Now heading into the day tomorrow, isolated chance to scattered chance of showers and thunderstorms towards the south and the east. We'll see some improvement here locally before that cooler air moves in on Friday. So flood watch remains in effect for all counties shaded in the green that you are seeing here. That does include the Lexington metro areas along and south of I-64. That's through Thursday morning, and we've got that potential of widespread 1 to 3 inches. But notice this area from Somerset south and westward, 3 to 4 inches plus possible into those locations, and it's going to come down a pretty quick rate. So that's why we have that flash flood potential for our far southwestern counties, especially later on this evening. Looking at your full 7-day forecast, we've got the severe weather threat lasting through early Thursday morning. Some less severe threat of showers and thunderstorms later in your afternoon hours on Thursday for southeastern Kentucky. We're left with some cooler air and lingering showers Friday and Saturday. And then for Mother's Day, we dry out, looking really nice to end the weekend there before more storms potentially heading in the middle of next week.